Kaamala is a condition is characterized by discoloration of body parts, and here it's the yellowish discoloration of body parts that's happening. It can be usually correlated to a condition called as jaundice or icterus, as we usually elicit clinically. Here there is a yellowish discoloration of the skin and as well as the sclera, etc. of the body, and even in the body fluids the yellowish discoloration can be seen. This is due to the presence of an increased amount of bilirubin in the body fluids. We'll just go through the physiological aspect in a simplified manner before entering the pathological aspects and details of Kaamala. As we all know, the erythrocytes, the lifespan is 120 days. And when these 120 days are over, usually these erythrocyte is caught by a macrophage. And inside that macrophage, it releases its hemoglobin, which divides again into heme and the globin part. The globin portion is a protein, and that usually breaks down into amino acids, and which is again reused for erythropoiesis, carried back by the bloodstream and used for erythropoiesis. Whereas the heme part, that is biliverdin, it divides into again biliverdin, iron, and carbon monoxide, and again it is oxidized to bilirubin, that is unconjugated bilirubin. So the heme part forms the unconjugated bilirubin. Again, albumin, it connects with this unconjugated bilirubin. This unconjugated bilirubin is fat soluble, so albumin connects to it, and it carries it to the liver, where it is conjugated with glucuronic acid to give conjugated bilirubin, which is water soluble, and that can be excreted. And once it is conjugated, it is usually stored in the gallbladder, and whenever needed, it's released into the intestines. And bacteria in the intestines, once it is released into the intestines, the bacteria in the intestines, it converts this bilirubin into conjugated bilirubin into urobilinogen. It is then either converted to stercobilinogen and excreted in the feces. It usually gives the color of the feces, that brown color of the feces, the stercobilinogen. Or it is reabsorbed by the intestinal cells again and taken to the kidneys via the blood and excreted in the urine. Again, that gives the color of urine. So in this way, normally the liver metabolizes and excretes bilirubin in the form of bile. However, if there is a disruption in this normal metabolism or production of bilirubin, the resulting condition is called as jaundice. And this can happen at any level, like initially in the erythropoiesis or hemolysis, or destruction of the blood cells, that is in the beginning, or once the blood cells are properly formed, the disruption can occur at the level when it is having its intake into the liver. There is some failure in getting it conjugated. So that is inside the liver, and then even if it is getting conjugated, in another pathology can occur outside the liver, that is post-hepatic causes. So anywhere in this process, pathology can occur, leading to a condition called as jaundice. Now carry on with the details of Kaamala. When it comes to the Vyutpatti of the derivation, the root from which it is derived is Kamu, which means Kanti, and suffixing nin pratyaya, it forms the term Kaamala. So Kamu with nin pratyaya, which means Kanti, related to Kanti or complexion. And Nirukti says that it is Kamam Lati iti Kaamala. Kamam means icha or any kind of desire. Lati means runati, obstructs or batnadi or binds. That means to diminish or destroys. It destroys the desires of the person. Kamam lati iti Kaamala. So here the person has a loss of appetite, characterized by loss of appetite and other desires. So the condition is called as Kaamala. निघंटुत परिभाषा अथ कामल इति कामशब्दात् अयं साधारणशब्दविशेषः स्वल्पभक्तादि अभिलाषा प्रवर्तते तं लुणति इति कामला. स्वल्पभक्तादि अभिलाषा. The abhilasha means the desire. Desire. There is a loss of desire for food, or swalpa bhakta. It's a lack of interest in food and other activities. Lunati iti kamala. Lunati means nasha, or destruction of kanti, etc., as explained earlier. Kutsita mala yasmin roge saha kamala roga kayam malayate iti kamala. So broadly, it's a pathological state in which the hunger and appetite for the food is diminished and all the malas get vitiated, kutsita mala, discoloring the body, like pita haridra harita varna to the body. The word kamala is again interpreted as I told earlier, kutsita mala. Kutsita mala yasmin roge saha kamala roga. You can see in our body there's a series of continued metabolic activities going on. It leads to formation of a series of breakdown products. These breakdown products can be compared to the formation of malas, breakdown products, or products of metabolic activities. Uh, these products usually sometimes they may not have any beneficial role in the body, while some might have some beneficial effects, and those which are having no beneficial role is usually excreted, while others are used up in our body. So it will be seen that in as conceived in Ayurveda, it does not malas does not necessarily mean a waste product requiring immediate excretion. This is why usually malas are being explained as supporters of the living body. So here, when I explained about the physiology of jaundice, you can see again there is a breakdown product of hemoglobin, that is to heme and globin part. You can see the globin part is again used up for the erythropoiesis. So that can be considered as a dhatu rupa mala, which is beneficial to the body, and it need not be excreted. So it shows some might have some physiological sustaining a role of play. But at the same time, these manas, when it get accumulated in excess or is converted into certain harmful forms, it should be considered as kutsita malas, and it needs immediate excretion. If such altered malas are not removed from the body, they becomes the basis of causation of a disease. So here in the reference to Kaamala Roga, it's understood that the basic pathophysiology of the disease consists of over accumulation or alteration of certain metabolic factors which are malas in nature, or to be more specific about bilirubin, accumulation of bilirubin in the blood. So as pointed out earlier, bilirubin is a waste product of hemoglobin metabolism. Uh, it is under constant production in the body, and even normal organisms possess a known amount of this agent in the body. So in this stage, it cannot be considered as kutsita as it is used up. But whenever there is an abnormal increase or in the level of bilirubin, it may be due to either overproduction or disordered excretion. It leads to the condition called as jaundice or Kaamala in Ayurveda. Kaamala is considered as a Pittaja Nanatmaja Vyadhi. That means it is one among the Nanatmaja Vyadhis of Pitta. And also it's a Rakta Pradoshaja Vyadhi. It's one among the diseases only in Rakta Pradoshaja Vyadhis, and not in Raktaja or Shonitaja Vyadhis. It is included in Rakta Pradoshaja Vyadhis because the dosha is vitiated along with the dhatu. Here Pitta dosha is excess vitiated along with Rakta dhatu. That's why it's included in the Rakta Pradoshaja Vyadhis. And usually most acharyas considers it as an advanced stage of Pandu. When the person having Pandu, he indulges in excess Pitta or Thaga Ahara Vihara, it leads to Kaamala. As Sushmita and Vagpada has also explained, it can occur independently also. That means a person without Pandu also can get Kaamala. if he indulges in Pittavardhaka Ahara Viharas. Then we'll come into classification of Kaamala. Charaka has explained it as Koshta Shakhashrita and Shakhashrita Kaamala, and other stages like Halimaka and Kumbha Kaamala. So Koshta Shakhashrita or Koshtashrita Kaamala, both are same. Means the vitiated pitta is present in the Koshta as well as the Shakha. And Shakhashrita Kamala, the vitiated pitta is mainly based in the Shakhas and it is very less or minimal in the Koshtas. So there's a difference between Koshta Shakhashrita and Shakhashrita Kamalas. So these are the basic types of Kamala, that is Koshta Shakhashrita and Shakhashrita Kamala, and other stages like Halimaka and Kumbha Kamala. Sushruta is not definitely classified it as Koshtashrita or Shakhashrita, but here types like Kumbha, Kamala or Halimaka, they are mentioned as the types of Kamala. Vampada has clearly mentioned it as two types, that is Koshtashrita and Shakhashrita, and further he has explained it as Swatantra and Paratantra. Even Sushruta has explained it as independent, uh, existence of an independent type of Kamala. Swatantra and Paratantra Kamala. Here, Swatantra means by it has its own reasons, and Paratantra means due to some other reason. Some other reason means due to as an effect of some other disease. That is, usually Acharya is telling that it is a complication or it's a further advanced stage of Pandu if the person is still indulging in Pitta Vartaka Ahara Viharas. So the occurrence of Pandu is the reason for Kamala, the Nidanarthakara type. That is Paratantra. Then Swatantra means this person is having does not have a Pandu, but he is indulging in Pittavarta Haraviharas or other related Nidanas. He is directly having Kamala, the Kamala, or independent of any other diseases. It occurs Swadandra. So that is Koshtashrita and Shakashrita. It can be Swadandra or Paratantra. Then other stages like Kumpakamala, Lothara and Alasaga are mentioned by Vagpata. Usually Koshtashrita is Bahu Pitta Kamala. That means the Pitta is more present in the Koshta and than in the Shakha. It will be present but more will be in the Koshta. Shakashrita is Alpa Pitta Kamala. That means in the Koshta the Pitta is Alpa, whereas it is more or Bahu in the Shakhas. So with respect to Koshta, it is always explained as Koshtashrita is Bahu Pitta Kamala and Shakashrita is Alpa Pitta Kamala. Welcome to the Nidanas of Kamala. Most of the acharyas have considered this condition to be a continuation of Panduroga. When the Pandurogi is indulging in excess Pittala Ahara Viharas. Pandurogi tuyo atyartham Pittalani Nishevade. Tasya Pitta Masrak Mamsam Dakdwa Roga Kalpade. That means the Ushna Tikshna Guna keeps on increasing the pit of the Pitta. And this increased Ushna Tikshna Guna will burn the Asrak and Mamsa and produces Kamala. Asrak Mamsam Dagdva Rogaya Kalpade. Vagbada has mentioned one more point is that Bhavet Pittolpanasyaso Panduroga Dridevicha. Even in the absence of Panduroga also Kamala can occur. That is, if the person is indulging in excess Pittala Ahara Vihara, even though he is not having Pandu, still he can have Kamala. And so that is a kind of Swatantra Kamala. That means it occurs directly from the Nidanas. Whereas the former one explained by Charaka, Madhava, all it is Paratantra Kamala, means it is a continuation of Pandu Roga or Nidanarthagara Roga. It's a continuation of Pandu uh, transforming into Kamala. And if we consider all the Nidanas in detail, we can say that the Bahupita Kamala or the Koshtashraya Kamala, it is usually produced by Ahara reasons like excessive Kshara, Amla, Lavana, Ushna Aharas, which increases Pitta in Sharira and vitiates Rakta. Then Viruddha Aharas, Vidagdha Anna, Asatmya Bhojana, and substances like Nishpava, Masha, Pinya, Katila, Taila, all these vitiates Pitta. Then Viharaja, it is Ativyayama, Atimaiduna, Divaswapna, Vegadharana. It increases Vata in generally. And Manasika reasons like Kama, Chinta, Bhaya, Krodha, Shoka, uh, Pahata Chetas. When mind is afflicted by all these factors, Kama, Chinta, Bhaya, Krodha, increases Pitta, vitiates Pitta as well as Vata in general. And in Alpa Pitta or Ruddhapada Kamala, Ruddhapada Kamala is again another term for Alpa Pitta Kamala, but Ruddhapada means there is obstruction, obstruction in the Pada or the Srotas. That's why the um, Pitta is not coming back from Shakha to Koshta. So it is remaining back in the Shakhas. That is why it is Alpa Pitta in Koshta. So that condition is Ruddhapada Kamala. And Charaka has mentioned specifically Shita Guru Madhura Rasa Ahara. Shita Guna, Guru Guna, and Madhura Rasa Ahara. Usually these produce that type Avarodha in the Koshta. This process in Koshta, such that the Pitta cannot come back to the Koshta from Shakha. Also, Ati Ruksha Gunahara, Ati Vyayama, and Vegadharana, all these vitiates, Vata, Dosha, and Vata Prakopa occurs, which takes Pitta from Koshta to Shakha. And it cannot come back as there is Avarodha in Koshta. Acharya Susruta has mentioned that when a patient of Panduroga or the person which is affected with any other emaciation diseases, if he consumes Amla Rasa Pradhana Ahara, Amla Rasa Pradhana Ahara like Dadhi, Kanji, Madhya, and if he indulges in Apatyakara Ahara Vihara, he develops Kaamala. In what Bhatta has mentioned, I've been explained it earlier. Pandurogi or person with excessive Pitta consumes Pittakara Ahara Vihara. So Pandurogi is already have excess Pitta vitiation in the Sharira. If he continuously indulges in Pittakara Ahara Vihara, he develops Kamala. He also has mentioned in the absence of Panduroga also, if the person indulges in Pittakara Ahara Vihara, he can get Kamala. And that is Swatantra Kamala. The first one is Paratantra Kamala.